Good. Here I am. Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully we are revitalized for the next round of talks. So, to kick us off, we have something really, really cool. Now I have to really check again the name, or else I'm gonna fuck this up. I don't want to do that. So,
Classic amaze.
yes. So, we on the stage we have Josef Martinovsky, the artist and writer of Keep Driving.
Hello.
And he will do a little ride along of the game with us. He's playing the game, and he will comment and talk about why things are there, how everything has been created, and all that kind of stuff. Almost halfway the ride along, we will open up for questions from the floor. So I will come to you. Just raise your hands. And at a certain moment, I will just wave there that the floor is open for questions, and I will come to you with the mic. Enjoy.
Hello. So I'm Josef Martinovsky, and I'm one half of YCJY. So I thought I'd just give a little background for the game and myself. I do all the art and writing for most of our for all our games, and Christopher does the programming. We're a two-person team, and we've always worked together with a musician or a sound designer, or at least for this game we have. So the other guy is Wille Hartmann, if anyone knows him as well. He's an awesome sound designer. This game was something we created in 2016, right after our first game called Aquatic Adventure of the Last Human. And we were sitting there, we're thinking, all right, let's make a short, small road trip game that could be on phones, and it would be like a little bit Oregon Trail with FTL. After a year of working on it and just making like 36 mini games and realizing we have no game except a bunch of crappy mini games, we took a break, made Sea Salt, and then made Post Void, and then returned to Keep Driving, and spent 5 years making this. And that's where we are now. And now I'm going to just play the game and talk about some of the art and some of the difficulties we had and thoughts around everything. I played the intro now, and we're just going to jump right into the second destination, and I'll kind of explain how the game works and just about how we were drawing things. Oh yeah, one thing, this screen, I wanted to say, is pretty much what made us get funding for the game, because we didn't have a real prototype of it, but I had this poster, and we talked to Kavloon, and I showed him the poster, and he's like, that looks pretty sick. I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. So that's why we have it in the beginning of the game, because we're so thankful for it, just having this screen. Let's go in. So now we're in the game in this location. We got the car, a Volvo 240. We started out with a Volvo 245. If anyone knows cars, it's the combi version, and that was actually my first car, a white one. So I wanted to draw it into the game, and then we decided like it's too overpowered because it has too big of a trunk. It's too useful, so we made it into a sedan. That's one of my favorite cars. We have two other cars, the truck and the Mustang. And the Mustang is inspired by our friend Dennis Vedin, that he has a Mustang. We go on road trips every year, which partly inspired the game. So yeah, as you can see, it's 2D pixel art. It's made in GameMaker, and I do with the animations and everything. It's just frame by frame, and to redraw a lot of stuff. And we have. I'll just show you around a little bit. So we have these stores. So I'll go inside the store. And then in the store, there's the shopkeeper, and you got all these items. And the items can be used for different things. So these remove hunger. I had bananas already. Let's get some carrots. And a watermelon, and beer. A lot of beer. Now we have no more money. Okay, let's see how this goes. Then we want to... Welcome to the garage. Yeah, I got some we want to upgrade the car a little bit. So all the cars, because it's 2D, you have to redraw every single thing, and if I just like changed color, it wouldn't really look that good. So I have to go through every single color and clean it up and fix everything. So it takes a long time usually to add new colors and decals and everything. So right now, let's just get, what is this, dark blue? No, that's a bad one. Let's get orange. Orange is cool. And we have no more money for anything else. Let's get an orange. Now we're looking good. As you can see as well, on the way here, I used some duct tape, and that's represented on the car. As well, if you're driving in like a dusty road, the dust will build up, which also has to be like made for each car. If you get damaged, there'll be scratches and stuff, and rust will appear if you're driving in the rain a lot, or if you're sleeping in places that are wet. So let's go on our first road trip. We'll go down to the forest down here. So it was interesting for us to make this game is that it's kind of an open world 2D game. And what I mean by that is that the map that we have right here is generated. So this map will always be randomly generated, but it'll always look about the same. So there'll always be a mountain in the middle, there'll always be the desert on the right, but we needed to have it randomly generated because that's how we could create this open feeling of the world. And that way we're generating every single background from the left, from the right, to the left. And we have to simulate the fact that if you're getting closer to the mountain or a city, you need to feel that you're getting closer. So we thought about it by using parallax levels and like timing the parallaxes. So if you're getting close to a city, you'll first see a tiny city in like the 7th layer of the parallax, or 8th one, and then you'll get a little bit closer, you'll get like another city that's closer, and then you'll get another city, and that way you're feeling like you're getting a little bit closer to this big city. So that was our method of creating distance and creating depth to the game, which for us, it was hard to know exactly. It took us a long time because we didn't really have a lot of examples to like, look at how other people were doing it, and just a lot of trial and error, and painful redrawing every single tree and every building and everything into 7 different parallax levels. So now we're in this road event, and here we have the rear view mirror where you can see your hitchhikers and your driver. You can look around on them, and then you have your skills. And all the skills are with Polaroids, which are like real photos that we've taken. So this is Christopher there, and ex-girlfriend. We use now with this because we're hungry. This will be used. It'll cost us 2 energy, so we'll do that, and we'll spend 2 energy to remove 1 energy. Now we're unlucky. The vague lanes. All right, yeah. This is. We had a hard time representing because so you're fighting against the road essentially in this game, but you're fighting against an abstract representation of things that happen on the road. So, for example, this was is the idea of vague lanes. So when you're driving, you're not really sure what lane you're on, and you're kind of you're not sure. And our representation was, I think, 1 energy damage and 1 gas damaging indicator here. And for us, it was really difficult to make sure that, like, if you're doing a fighting game or any kind of turn-based fighting game, you'll have the enemy attacking you, and you'll see there'll be a big splash and an attack and an animation and everything. But there's no way for us to draw in like a realistic way how a vague lane would attack you. So for us, we were kind of worried all the time that people were going to find this not engaging enough because there's no visual engagement happening. But it kind of turned out okay in the long run because the whole thing became coherent in its own vision. And this was something we didn't really plan for. It just kind of happened while working on it. So now we'll get rid of that. We completed our first event for this road. And a lot of people ask us, like, where is this? Is this Germany or is this Sweden? And it's kind of a mix. I'd say not of Germany, but of Sweden and the US. So these areas are Sweden, and there's other areas like the cities and the desert areas, they're more of the U.S. And the reason is because I grew up in the U.S., but I'm also from Sweden, so it's what I knew. And yeah, now we have a lot of hitchhikers in the game, and I'm not the best at drawing portraits, but it was a really fun thing to do, to try to draw the portrait and then having to draw the smaller portrait in the back as well, and then having to draw them when they're outside as well. And they'll do little animations, and they all have their own little stories. Okay, we got it. A car jack. This will help us if we find the event that is like you get a flat tire, or you can actually, if I get tires, I can change them on the road on the road as well. As you may notice, I don't have a script or anything, and I don't really know what also to say, because when you work on a game for 5 years, or some of you might, you kind of get blinded to a lot of things that maybe people find interesting as well. So like for me, an interesting thing is the truck, like the big truck that went past. Like we could technically make a whole game where you can play as a truck driver, because I drew like 20 or 40 variations of the trucks, and colors and other decals on the trucks that Christopher then can put together and to randomize them and make them interesting looking. But you could then take those and make a 2D truck game like Keep Driving, because there's so much there, and you never really see it. It's a little sad for me at least. Okay, let's use our duct tape. And this is a fun thing that we added pretty late in the game. To represent the uses, you have like on the top up here, you have how many uses there are. But at the same time, you also have a visual representation of the uses. So like when you eat the chocolate goes down, and if you're using the duct tape, it will become smaller and smaller. So let's use this duct tape, and it got a little bit smaller there. And then if we use enough, we'll get it on the car, as I said before. Okay, let's see here. This guy will give us these cool S-shaped shields. And now we're gonna just blast through this. And yeah, we have, for the trees, I've redrawn the trees like 5 times, because every time we changed like the shader, or we changed something about the game, that like a color scheme, you have to change all of them, because we're not doing it with code, we're doing it with, like, I'm drawing it baked in. So for every tree, you have to redraw it if there's a change for the color. And sometimes I got annoyed. I was like, oh no, this color doesn't fit anymore. So like the third layer, let's say that layer, it looks a little too saturated for being like in that distance. And then I'll just have to, okay, well, this week I'm redrawing every single tree for every level and every area to fit that. Which is maybe not the smartest way, but sometimes brute forcing is the only way. Here we go. Now we're gonna get this last. Look at the little mushrooms. All right, now we got some upgrades as well. Let's hope that we'll find a upgrade place so we can. Well, let's drink some beer. Now the difficulty. This like playing drunk is like is hard mode and not recommended mode. But we'll see what happens. I think we might even make it to you get happy and drunk, so you'll get extra turns at least. But there's no events. We have about, I'm not really sure, but I think we have like 30 cars, and each car has like maybe 15 variations of colors or more. And then they're randomized in different wheels as well that can be put on. And so there's a lot of variation, and it's kind of just in the background, but it's meant to feel it a little bit. Oh yeah, here we got some fun stuff. So this is the cafe, if anyone's seen Twin Peaks. I wanted a little homage to that. Let's go in here. Let's earn some extra cash, and we'll get the Warrior energy drink symbol. Now we're making money. And we'll buy some coffee as well. And, oh yeah, and has anyone seen, this is a bad place to ask maybe, but Two-Lane Blacktop is a big inspiration for the game as well. It's a great movie from the 70s. And they're feeding they bring eggs on their road trip, so we had to have the eggs, the jar of eggs. We'll take that as well. Yeah, and now let's go explore. And this was really fun to make. If everyone knows our studio, we also made a game called Post Void, which was pretty popular in like 2020. And
as you keep on driving, we opened up the floor for questions from the audience. So please, if someone actually has a question or a comment to make, raise your hand, and we'll come to you with a mic.
Hello, thank you. I love this game so much, and my big question is, how did you manage to manage all these UI elements? I worked as a UI UX designer, and I love this game on how representing it is with the real thing, but I would believe that your meetings for UI would have been a curse or hell. I don't know, how did you do it that it works so well?
It's kind of, a lot of times we have like, oh, we need this thing in the game, and then I sit and draw it. And then I tell Christoph, right, do you think this works? And he says, no. And then I redraw a little bit, and then he says, this will be fine. And then that's pretty much it. I don't know if that is, but like I'll take an example. Oh yeah, we found a lot of porn magazines and some weed in the forest. As everyone knows, porn is found in the forest. And we also now got so for your question, like the UI, like this menu was really difficult for us. We didn't really know how to do it well, and like finding place for everything and how it's supposed to be represented. So it actually took us a long time to just every iteration seemed like it was worse than the last until it wasn't, and we just landed on this. But here we knew we had to have. We knew you have to have the skills. We needed to pull them up somehow, and we didn't know exactly where to put them. But then we thought this kind of works. Looks like the rear view mirror, and that way we can it'll make sense to the player. And then this background is just a picture that fits with whatever area you're in. But yeah, let's see another example here. So like oh no, there's no garage. So like, oh wait, actually, you know what? For the music menu. The music menu was really fun because it was I just drew it up, and we knew we had a music menu, and we needed to be able to pick songs, and so I drew up this kind of menu that I was looking at different types of like the old iPods and my own CD player in the car, and the tape controllers, and just seeing like how does that work. And then it was just drawing it and then showing Christoph. I pretty much in Photoshop just make it work, and then make it work by me just pulling things around and showing Christoph. Oh, what do you think? Like this would work, and like what if we can have these texts like scroll, and then he just kind of makes it happen. It's awesome. So it's pretty much just drawing it and then putting it into the game and seeing if there's any mistakes, and like drawing up all of the CDs and all that. But yeah, I'm glad you like the UI. It's been fun and difficult making it, so let's put some music on. Any other questions?
Hello. I have a couple of questions. Like the first one is again related to the UI. I wanted to ask, did you question the choice of having a pixel font? And how did you choose one, or did you create one?
Yeah, there's a lot of pixel fonts in the game. So they're all a lot of them are open source fonts, and some of them I had to make myself. But the game is run natively in 270 by 480 p. So it's a native pixel game. So there was no choice really. You have to have pixel art, and I really like when it's all one pixel size. To me, I don't know, it just looks pleasing, and it looks crunchier in a lot of ways. So I really wanted it to be pixel. And yeah, it's hard finding fonts. Fonts is like one of the most annoying things, and now we're actually localizing the game into 7 languages, and finding fonts for that it's been a trouble. Finding for Russian and for or Cyrillic and for Chinese, and having the size. We have some sizes that are 6 pixel fonts, or 6 like size is 6, and yeah, that's way too small. So like we have to remake a lot of the stuff. But yeah, fonts is a difficult question in the pixel art world.
Thanks. That's why I'm asking also, because I'm finding it difficult. And the other question was, so you said you are using a shader over it, and you have a specific pixel definition. Does it work in a sub-pixel level somehow, or is it like, how does the shader work? What does it do?
I didn't make the shader. It was Christopher's, so I actually don't really know. But that sounds about right. It was. The only thing I know with the shader is why we wanted it to be like the way it is, because we both wanted the game to look like a photograph, and kind of like the memory of a photograph as well. So we were looking at a lot of, I think it's called like halftone shading or halftone printing, and that's how we were making it. So I'm not entirely sure if it's subpixel. It could be. It could be. Sorry for not knowing this important thing in the game, but we can look at it. If you look at it closely, maybe you'll see, and then you'll know and do some empirical testing. But yeah, if you can see if you look like down here, I don't know if it's visible for you guys because it's maybe dark, but the shader kind of has this effect that it looks like it has like kind of like jeans would look like. And we noticed that a lot of older photographs would have that. But at the same time, we wanted that kind of like video, or not video, but like bloomy aspect and kind of like something a little bit moving. So everything that is bright colored has another shader next to it as well that pushes the pixels and makes like a noise element around them, which gives anything that shines a little bit of a bloom, but it's like a noisy bloom instead of. And all the light, we have a nighttime as well in the game. So there's no light system in GameMaker, at least we're not using any. So everything has to just be remade. So putting the lights, making it dark, redrawing everything, and like having a shader work out like what should be dark and what shouldn't be dark, and then having masks on everything, so like where the lights are, and just having like lights going like driving by each other is a weirdly complicated thing, because then you're thinking like, okay, so like this car that's driving in now, it's in front of you, that means it needs to make your car brighter, but then the one behind it doesn't make your car brighter. Then we have to mask out your own car for every light source. So it's like simple things become more complicated when you're just trying to make it everything like make it yourself from scratch. So that right now we're hungry and we have a headache because we were a little hungover, I think. We'll sleep it off. Now we're cold. Let's put on some music. Let's keep going. Oh wait, no, let's see if I can find. I can customize. So this is the garage, and here you can customize your car. So every car has the parts to it, and you can add to them in the different slots. And so this menu was very inspired by Diablo. And like the whole game is actually pretty like Diablo inspired in a lot of ways, because it's randomized, and there's some rogue-ish elements to it because of the randomization. But at the same time, there is a lot of like this role playing and the way the skill tree works as well in Diablo. And you wouldn't really think of it when you look at the game that this is a Diablo car game, but that's kind of what it is for us at least. So we can move these around as well. I don't want to take it off right now. Let's see. I have no other upgrades. Wait, I can change. No, let's keep it. Yeah, are there any other questions while we're... I can't really see because of the lights.
It's okay. I just wanted to ask, we have all these trucks passing by, and some of them have like blank spaces on them, so it feels like a perfect place to like add like secret messages or something like this to the game. So like this one, there's like always fresh, but I don't know. Were you tempted to use this the space of the trucks for something different? I feel like I would.
Well, there's I think one of the bigger trucks. It says it has like the company is called FTL, so it was a little like that for that those small things like that, but nothing really. It was like when we work in Gothenburg, Sweden. There's a highway really close to the office. So one day I just sit there and just looked at a lot of trucks going by, and then I just kind of like took those designs that I saw and just remade them and changed the names and everything. So it was kind of just seeing like what's around me instead of trying to add subliminal messages to people.
Would be a cool place to maybe create revenue for crowdfunding. So like, yeah, I donate, and then you can add your logo to the truck.
Oh, like
something.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I don't know if I want to do that. Like,
No.
there's enough commercials in the world. But yeah, the trucks is also like that. One thing with the truck as well is like if it's going to the left, I have to draw the text in one way, and if it's going to the right, you have to like switch the text. Because if you just switch the sprite, it'll be backwards. So I have to redraw every car that has text on it, which was kind of annoying as well. But
Cool.
you gotta do it. So what do you guys say? A or B? What? B? A. It's been, I know the car. Not a lot of things to think about. It's hard to think on demand. You got a headache. Too much thinking. Okay, let's see, do we have any food? Yeah, here we go. You gotta eat some carrots. And it looks like we're dirty, so we might need some deodorant, or maybe some soap. Oh yeah, here we go, the biker. If anyone's been driving in mountains or on small roads, you know the annoyingness of having a biker in front of you. So let's see here. Let's remove those. So this guy was represented by this pattern down there. So like damaging your car. Oh, yeah, the car, the gas, your durability, and some energy as well. So now we have the UI, like the HUD down here, was a fun thing too. They went through a lot of changes. At first, we actually had a steering wheel here, and we had the gear changes on the right, and we had like you can put on the wipers and the gas pedals, and this was actually used to like control the car. But it became too finicky, and it just wasn't. We noticed that people weren't having fun when they were testing it, like our friends were testing it. It just seemed like an annoying thing that all of a sudden it's like, oh, now you have to turn or you have to change gear. And this down here was actually the timer, which we still have when you're drunk. So that went through a lot of changes. And otherwise, before that, we had it on top here as well. So it's fun, just like the evolution of a game. Like I think the talk before here was talking about the process as well. And it's interesting it goes through so much, especially like at long development times. And you kind of forget when it's done. You feel like, oh, this is the way it's supposed to be. But it never was supposed to. It just kind of happened that it turned out to be like this through just doing it. I got some shields, and the shield is also like a fun. Like we just added it with the paper like that with the S because it'll fit the time period. But it was kind of a temp thing. We were like, oh, we'll make it prettier at one point, but it just kind of stuck. It was charming, so we kept it in the game. Yeah, any other questions?
Maybe just a dumb small one, but when you said like I played the game a bit, so when you get like a dirty road event and your car gets dirty, like you said, is there any way to get your car not dirty again? Because it was dirty for the rest of the game. So
if you,
it's yeah.
Yeah, we've heard this question on like the Discord channel as well. But if you go to the garage and you repair at the garage, they'll clean the car for you.
Oh, I see.
But it's something that we've talked about, adding like soap that you can clean the car with as well. So yeah, that might be coming.
Okay.
during the localization update or something.
Fun.
Before that.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And now I think we're pretty far away from the city, but the city is a cool place, like because there's so much art and characters walking around and different places in every single area. Let's see. Okay, wait. Sorry, I just got distracted. Okay, A or B? A. Okay. I'm just doing A.
Make a choice because our time is up. Unfortunately.
All right. Well, I guess thank you for me, and it was fun. I'm so happy to see so many people. It's kind of crazy.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, the game is exhibited right on the side, like right next to this stage. If anyone wants to play it or try it out, or yeah, talk to me as well. I'll be there. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this inspiring ride along. And we're moving now to the next talk, which is going to be done remotely.